Yo, check me out, it's Elderby. Coming back with a little bit of a ramblin' video, kind of like Ramble Part 2, if you will. A few months ago? How many months ago? Let's go check. 4 months ago. 4 months ago, I did a quick video on where the channel was going and what I was up to for the 17 folks that were kind enough to subscribe. And I'm just playing some DayZ on the screen here so that you got something to look at if you don't just want to hear me ramble away. I don't have any idea where you are though. This is I was gonna play Deer Isle and do this little rambly talk video, but this time of day Deer Isle is very, very full, at least the server that I play on. Am I triple carrying? What's going on here? No? Hand bugged? Good start, good start. So I was gonna play on there, but I'd be so enthralled and distracted from what's going on the screen that I wouldn't actually be able to get my thoughts out. Like, I'm probably not going to right now. But the plan is to do kind of exactly the same thing that I did with that video, is to do a very lightly edited, if at all, ramble on what's going on the channel and whatnot. So 4 months ago, I had kind of said, you know, I'm leaving YouTube for a little bit. Bear with me, right? Like, you know, all things considered, you know, me leaving YouTube, being as small as small creators get, is not like a significant event, right? And I recognize that, so I don't want to make it sound like you're with me. If you're watching this, you're with me. Where's that rabbit? See there? Nope, there he is. That gets his attention. Yeah, so that being said, you know, like, why? I have more than one pistol, that's why. I don't even know how I've managed to get into this situation. Anyway, so that being said, at the time I had 17 subscribers, right? And I wanted to give a, here's why I won't be around for a while, because if I subscribed to somebody that was a small creator and I enjoyed what they did, or at least, you know, took the 3 seconds and was kind enough to hit subscribe and hang out, whatever, so on and so forth, and then all of a sudden they disappeared off the face of the planet, I would want to know why, right? Like, that was kind of, I don't know why I killed that rabbit. That was kind of my thing for doing that video. So this video is kind of the exact same thing, but also, hey, I'm coming back to YouTube and why and what I intend to do, like, going forward, essentially. So enough explaining it, you get it at this point. So, you know, I kind of went away for a bit to focus on reacquiring skills to do some game development, because I've always wanted to do that, like a lot of people do. And I actually have, I don't want to say actually, that sounds very conceited, but I do have, you know, a degree in computer science, so I have programming experience, at least on the school side, and a little bit of work stuff. That aside, you know, everybody wants to make games, right? Everybody who plays games for the most part and has the ability to do so wants to make games. So that was my plan. And that plan still exists. However, I started way too far back. I went to Harvard CS50, not went to, it's online and it's free. I started CS50, and it's a great course, absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend it. Regardless of your skill level, I recommend it. Is this a frozen potato? Can you I mean, I guess. But for me, and what I intend to do with getting back into programming, ooh, that was maybe a good move. It's too much. It's too slow for me. Like, you know, I'm making, oh, okay, all right. I'm making small programs that are in C, as I yell over the zombies. Which, if you know anything about programming or anything else, we're just gonna have to do this. Then, like, C is a very basic language, right? It's one of the earlier languages, and it's not something you make games in. Oh yeah, I guess. I solved one problem and created more. So, right, it's like a beginner, like, what you would start off with. And that's fine, because I needed to re-cage my brain on writing code and, like, thinking about object-oriented programming, so on and so forth. So that's great, right? But I realized that for where my proficiency level kind of is, not that I'm particularly good at it, but I didn't need that level of detail to kind of get back into it. So that was unnecessary. So I kind of abandoned it. And that sounds worse, semi-worse than it is. Let's eat some foods to make some room. But I was like, I'm not, you know, I wasn't like looking forward to doing it because I knew I was checking a box. So this is way too long to explain that. I'm still going to do the venture towards making video games, but in a different manner. Like, I was kind of doing it like 5 nights a week, and it was after dinner, and that was kind of my stream time also, usually when I do stream, so it was like taking that away. So instead of that, I'm going to find something that's more focused on doing Godot and GD script and things that I actually, like the end goal, essentially. I don't want to make it sound like I'm rushing the hard part, because that's not exactly accurate. But I am going to skip all the, like, the slogging through that somebody that's, like, brand new to coding and doesn't understand object-oriented programming and things like that would go through. Now, that being said, if you have an interest in game dev and you don't have programming experience, highly, highly recommend it. And even if you do have some exposure to programming and stuff like that, it's still good, right? It's still a good refresher. There was little programs, you know, that would be like, calculate how much change you need if you hand, you know, this much money to somebody, and I always collect batteries. I'm a terrible like, I have 5 batteries. What's the point of that? And even then, I'm like, well, what if this battery's better than that battery? So yeah, I do recommend CS50. I do recommend going through the paces and you know, getting your skills up with that. That's a thing I recommend a lot. Anyway, that was a really long-winded way to say that I'm not going to do that as much anymore, but I'm still going to do it. That probably would have been quicker. Now, on to the channel. So I've started multi-streaming to Twitch and YouTube a little bit ago. I'm not sure how long ago at this point, but I've really been enjoying DayZ. So I've got a bunch of shorts up, but that's not really like the spirit of the channel, right? Like, I started kind of doing game reviews and demos and stuff like that, and I'm still wanting to do that. But I think what I'm going to start doing, I hate gonna. That's one of the things that I'll edit out, me complaining about grammar that I've just used myself, is taking like the DayZ experience and like doing like a here's what happens during this life type thing. So I still want to make the original content that the channel kind of started with, the before the window closes type stuff. The shorts are fun because it's just like a quick, you know, you take like a 4-hour run in DayZ and you turn it into like a quick little, hey, wasn't this death funny? Or, you know, look at this kill that I just got. Stuff like that. So I still intend to do the shorts, but I do want to start getting back into doing the reviews. Do I not have a lighter of any means? This is an empty server, by the way, so it's very silly that I'm like, you know, saving all this stuff that I am. There we go, we can do that. Doing reviews, and then like some DayZ content, and pretty much I'll just let what I'm playing, just like my streams, let what game I'm playing and what I'm into at the time kind of evolve what I actually put out to you folks. So with all this aside, this is essentially me, like, I'm coming back. I really wanted to say how appreciative I am of the folks, you know, regardless of how you found me, or regardless of what the trigger was for you to actually hit the subscribe button. That's awesome. I really hope that I'm continuing to put out stuff that you appreciate. If you want to engage, that's why I'm doing this. I like games, and I like talking about games, and, you know, hopefully we can find some folks that also like to talk about games. So with your comments and your likes of the shorts and all the goofy stuff that I put out there, I really appreciate it, and I really look forward to being able to talk with you guys a lot more. So all that being said, all this rambling, all this nonsense while I try to find room for that Mark II, is essentially, I went from 17 subscribers when I put that, ooh, do I already have a stove? The original, I do, video out, and now I'm at 39 subscribers, which to me, sorry, 29? 29 subscribers, which to me is insane, right? Like, you kind of just make some videos and you're having some fun, and you do stuff like this where you ramble on about nonsense, and people actually care enough to, you know, potentially, maybe, hear you do that nonsense and ramble on again next time. So thank you guys for doing that. Hopefully, like I said, you're seeing the stuff that you want to continue to see by hitting the subscribe button, and we can kind of keep growing a little community here with our goofy little comments and, you know, replies and stuff like that in the videos. So thank you for that. I don't have intent right now, which this sounds terrible, but I don't have intent to be super consistent for the time being. I'll keep the shorts coming as the good stuff comes out, and as I get something to actually make a short, I'll make the review videos as like I play a game that's good or not good, regardless, and share that with you as well. So I do intend to have these coming out. Ideally, I'd like a video every 2 weeks, like a long form video. Oh, batteries, you haunt me. I have a belt that I haven't put that on. That doesn't, I'm not even using it. But at least I can take my battery. But hopefully I will someday, right? Like, you know, especially if this gets more traction, there's more folks that are kind of, I don't want to say looking forward to it. That's very presumptuous that somebody would be looking forward to what I make. But, you know, that's the hope, right? Like, that's why people do this stuff. So hopefully we've got a community that likes to hang out, likes to chat about games, likes to interact. That's the whole point. So if that takes place, you know, that'll kind of be more of a motivation, I guess, to be more consistent. At the time, I don't want to put out videos just to put out videos, right? Like, I don't want to do an every 2 weeks a video comes out, even if I don't have anything that is good enough, I'll say, or entertaining enough, or that I enjoyed editing enough to actually make into a video. Alright, so I've accomplished nothing in this little DayZ run around, but like I said, I just wanted you to be able to have something to look at, which is kind of goofy because I'm on an empty server, so it doesn't matter. But regardless, yeah, that's all I wanted to come out and say. Come here and say, I suppose. That's all I wanted to come here and say. So, thank you guys for the previous support. If this tickles your fancy, and you've come across this video, this is kind of like watching, you know, the sequel in a trilogy and trying to understand what somebody's talking about. But regardless, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your views. I always appreciate your comments, and we'll talk another time, hopefully in the really near future. My screen just went black. That's really weird. So, until the next video, I'm Elder B. Take care.